You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. Dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio, and I'm your host, Dinny. We have another special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. And then after this, head on over to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Pod Squad HQ episode 49 is going down tonight. Special guest, so you don't want to miss it. Be sure to tune into that as well. All right, before I bring my guest on, you know, the key to victory on the days when it seems that life has turned against you. Remember this: your problems do not define you. Your circumstances do not define you. These things affect you, they influence you, and much of life is spent dealing with them in one way or another. Still, you exist apart from them. Always keep that in mind. There is an essential part of you that would be the same no matter what problems may or may not come your way, no matter what the circumstances in which you may find yourself may be. There is a beautiful, worthy, joyous person deep down inside of you, far away from the problems of the moment. You can control your attitude. You can control your expectations of yourself. You can control your thoughts, taking into account what is going on around you, but also independently of what is happening. There is a part of you that no person, no problem, no circumstance can control. You can continually move yourself positively forward, no matter what forces may be pushing you back. You are in control of the things that matter most, and that is your key to victory in any situation. Take that from me, Coach Denny. That is my word, and word is bond.
Have you struggled budgeting your finances? Don't worry, you're not alone. HumbledBudget.com, that's HumbledBudget.com, is the help and resource you've been searching for. HumbledBudget.com is a personal finance and educational website with a great variety of topics when it comes to budgeting, taxes, investing, and the popular topic of FIRE, financial independence, retire early. HumbledBudget.com has a goal, and that's to help you reach your financial dreams, no matter what your goals are when it comes to finances. It doesn't matter where you start, where you come from, or where you are right now. HumbledBudget.com can help. What are you waiting for? Take that first step to the financial life you've dreamed of and go to HumbledBudget.com. That's HumbledBudget. HumbledBudget.com.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL, that's Vigilantes Radio Live, right here on iHeartRadio, and I'm your host, Deanie. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings. You know, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Well, I want to welcome everyone. Today we have a special treat. We're joined by Jiminy, a captivating international music collective based in Brooklyn and led by the multi-talented songwriter Jimmy Harris. Their latest project, Apocalypse Dance Party, is as thrilling as it is thought-provoking. So prepare to be fascinated as we unravel the intricacies of Jiminy's thought-provoking music, only here on Vigilantes Radio Live. And with that, let's welcome Jimmy Harris to the show. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on?
Hey, Coach Denny. Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I really appreciated what you were saying a moment ago, like about life's challenges and staying centered and finding that, that happiness and joy inside of you, man. I'm feeling that lately.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
That's life, man. I tell you, wow.
Yeah. It's not always easy, right?
Yes, sir, man. There should have been a manual. Like, hey, right. When you get a certain age, read this. You'll need it, but I guess
everybody's got to write it for themselves, I guess.
Absolutely. That too. So, man, we're just going to jump right into Look Into Your Soul, and then we'll back it up a little bit. But the new album asks a compelling question, and that is, what is the point of life if it's all coming to an end? Yeah. When you guys were creating this album, I'm sure you reflected on this particular in your process of creating this. But how did you reflect on this question as an artist and as a person?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think I think people tend to find meaning in when they in life, right? When they accept or realize or think about that their experience is at some point is going to end. And I'm not saying there isn't an afterlife or reincarnation or any of that, but the experience this time around, if that's what you believe, or if you believe you only go around once, right? When you put it in that context, right? I think it does. Everything has some meaning, right? Not that everything has to be, every moment of your life has to have huge stakes associated with it, right? Like if you decide you're gonna take a left and grab grab a salad for lunch, or take a right, and not eat lunch and just walk down the street, is that gonna lead to a whole other experience for the rest of your life? Maybe, maybe not, but when you think about the big picture and what you have and the relationships that you have, and then one day it's going to be gone, I think it does fill your life with meaning. And I think people gravitate to the idea of the end of times for a number of reasons. And we've been through a lot, the last few years with the pandemic, and I was thinking a lot about that. And I had done an album previously with a different set of musicians. So actually, some of the same musicians, but it was a different kind of album. And I had made a dance track on it that was real. It was a real cool track. And I just decided, maybe I'll keep doing stuff similar. I'm not really a dance music guy. I'm like an indie rock kind of, composer, whatever. I'm just more of a conceptual artist or experimental artist, and I just try to sort of follow the little voice in my head that says go this way or go that way. So I just, I took some time. I just listened to a bunch of Philly soul music from the 70s, a lot of like Huff and Gamble kind of stuff. Didn't even sit down at the piano for a month. I just listened, right? Proto-disco, early 70s, late 60s kind of funky music from Philadelphia. And then I just sat down at the piano and I just started playing, riffing on a couple of jams, just like some funky bass line and kind of like a jazzy chord in my right hand, and it kind of sounded a little like foreboding, like maybe a little scary, even, like something bad was going to happen. Something about it. It was funky, but there was something scary in that. And I was, as I was riffing with this thing, the producer that I work with text messages me and he said, "Yo, let's get this party started," meaning get into the studio and get to work. And it just hit me right there. It's like Apocalypse Dance Party. That's the name of the thing. And it was just more of the sound of the music, and I just kind of wrote, like, once I had the title, it's just kind of, the thing just kind of wrote itself, and I started thinking deeper about, like, why do people like gravitate to these apocalyptic stories for ages, since written history, right? Why does humanity like fixate on this, right? Is it cause we're all like, is it like the stories of the end of times are just like the collective fears of people, or is it something else? Is it like that there is uncertainty in life? We don't always know what's going to happen, and we want, and it's almost more comforting to think that everything is going to end, and it's easier to be a doomsayer than to think, okay, we might be balancing ourselves on the ledge for as long as we can. And I was just thinking about that kind of stuff, and doing some research on natural disasters and AI, and took some biblical references and looked at it from a bunch of different angles, and I figured, all right, I'm going to hit this first song, and it's going to be like a party song. It's going to be like a mashup of these different concepts. Like, it's going to be partying, celebration, and then destruction all at the same time to dance music. And it's going to be like a song that people would do Jello shots to at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And then the next song's, and it's going to flow right into the next song like a DJ set, with the drum fill, and that song's going to be like a Depeche Mode kind of new wave dance tune, but it's going to be like about cannibalism and stuff. And then it's going to go into like something a little crazier, like a little like Bowie-esque, like about AI and aliens, and then it's going to go like Eurovision, wacky, and just weird, wacky Eurovision, like industrial music, and I programmed in like Google Voice to do the lyrics, and then it gets real sad at the end with the song that I wrote that was based off of a book called The Road by a great writer named Cormac McCarthy, and it's an apocalyptic novel. It was also a movie, and it's really about the survivors of the apocalypse, and what do you do when the world is gone? What you have to make the ultimate choice, right? And and they've got 2 bullets left, right, in case they have to use them for themselves if they get into a situation. And then it reprises at the end, very end, with the first song. But it's the same music as the party song, but it's just a little sadder in the context because you've gone through that journey. But that was the concept I had, and I just I worked on it, thought about it for a while, and then I just got these ace, like awesome New York based like musicians to come in and just crush it, and I'm super happy with how it came out. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Do you think this is how Prince felt when he created 1999?
Shit, that's an awesome question, man. That guy's such a genius. I can't even I can't even imagine like what he felt or thought. Like he's just like, how can you put yourself in his shoes? Like, how do you imagine? Like, I don't even know what Prince can. I don't understand where he even comes from. I mean, the dude was just like one in a billion. Like, you only get one Prince like every like 200 years or something. Yeah. And I was a kid. I remember like 1999, the Little Red Corvette, all that stuff. Man, that was just like Prince was on just. He was just light years ahead, better than everybody.
Yeah. Man. So before we get into why you do music and how you do your music, we want to know about the Who that's doing this awesome music. So how did you discover your passion for making music?
Shit, I don't know. You know, I was just sitting, like when I was a little kid, we had a toy piano, and like I would just sit and bang away on the keys, you know, and then like when I was 6 years old, I had the choice of like playing ice hockey or getting a guitar. And I just remember, I think I saw like a rerun of like Laverne and Shirley or something, and somebody had playing a guitar on the show, and like I just remember going to bed that night and just like all I could think about was the shape of the guitar. And then so I was like, I want to play guitar. So like I started playing guitar at like, you know, 6 years old, and then I started playing piano a couple years later, you know, and then you know, I just started playing in bands, you know, just jamming, you know, in my basement, you know, playing along to records and stuff, and just, you know, I just loved it, and I just, you know, at some point, you know, I just found myself in a bunch of different bands, supporting people on different instruments, playing bass, you know, and like rock steady and reggae and ska kind of things, and like, you know, playing piano and playing drums and other projects, and playing guitar and rock bands, and you know, doing singer-songwriter stuff, and like really getting into some like heavy jazz concepts at certain points, and some classical music, and just, you know, getting into weird experimental scenes like up in Woodstock, New York, some like, you know, like where the kind of like classical and jazz worlds kind of fused, and just sort of continually like seeking out, you know, new people to hang out with and learn from and vibe with, you know, and you know, and then I just like I had written all these songs. I was playing in a rock band in New York for some time, and it was like a bunch of friends, and we were just, you know, partying and jamming and rocking out and playing gigs, and I started to like want to write a little different kind of music, you know, just stuff that was a little more, maybe, I don't want to say sophisticated, but just like a little more out there, you know, harmonically. You know, I always loved like the Beach Boys and their harmonies and like Pet Sounds and that kind of thing. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a little more experimental, so I just kind of went off on my own, and you know, at some point I just said I got to do my own project. So I just had this hard drive of like stuff that I was going around from studio to studio. Finally, I ended up at a place called The Bunker in New York and Brooklyn, and man, the project sped up like 1,000 times from there, and you know, just got to meet a bunch of great people who were like in and around that circle, and you know, finished the first album in 2022, and the title track kind of like, it was weird. A couple of the tracks just kind of getting playlisted like a lot. I wasn't even thinking about it. Didn't do much promotion or anything. And then like one morning I like looked at my phone, and it was like, congratulations, this song called The Phoenix was like put on the Barack Obama Summer Playlist 2022. And it was the first thing I saw on my phone, and I was like, yeah, what? Like it just didn't register. And then like 12 hours later I was like, well, what was that? And I looked at my phone again, and I was like, wait, like there's like 100,000 plus, you know, listeners. It's like, is this thing for real? You know, and then like I looked at it, and it was like all these crazy like artists like Beyonce and Harry Styles and Prince and Springsteen, and like all these legendary people, and then there's my name, And I was like, that's
Wow.
just too crazy. That's just too crazy. So that kind of gave me like, and that was the dance track. And then so I was like, all right, then like, maybe I should do more like fun music like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, all right. I want to play the single, Apocalypse Dance Party, and then we'll be back to put Jimmy in our traditional hot seat where he could perform for us if he would like to. He could play an instrument, tell a joke. We love dad jokes. Tell a story from his life, give us some advice, rap, sing, poetry, spoken word. Yeah. But for right now, guys, here it is, Apocalypse Dance Party. Stay tuned.
This ain't no foreplay.
Oh, yeah.
This is doomsday. Dance, dance, party, party.
Yeah.
Apocalypse. Apocalypse. Surfs up, tsunami, pouring down, calamari, hurricanes, with Bacardi, Armageddon, dance party, apocalypse, dance party, pouring down, calamari, hurricanes, with Bacardi. Apocalypse dance party. Paradise is such a bore. We deserve a little more. Let's watch it all burn. It'll be our turn to rule the world. Feel the heat. Surfs up, tsunami, pouring down, calamari, hurricanes with Bacardi, Armageddon, dance party, apocalypse, dance party. Pouring down, calamari, hurricanes with Bacardi, apocalypse.
Dinosaurs, when they got charred, party down like Keith Richards.
Dinosaurs knew how to have fun, had themselves a mighty nice run. They danced while they burned. Now it's our turn to feel the heat. Oh my God. Surfs up, tsunami, pouring down, calamari, asteroids like it's hard. Dinosaur, dance
right, welcome back, guys. That was Apocalypse Dance Party by Jiminy. All right. So, guys, you know, at the end of Titanic, the band, they were playing a song, Nearer to God, something like that. Nearer to Thee, oh God, something like that. And it was like the song before the doom happens. What if Apocalypse Dance Party is the song before the meteor hits the earth? Would you like to go out to a song like this? I would, because it's like you would forget the meteor is coming. Such a cool song. You're just kind of vibing and rocking out. Yeah. But then again, I'm the type of guy who's like looking forward to the post-apocalyptic era. I don't know. I got like things I've been practicing. You never know. What. So, I know. Kind of crazy, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and bring Jimmy back. Yo. Incredible song, man. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, man. So what would you be doing in the post-apocalypse?
Man, I have all kind of armor provisions, some type of underground bunker, some type of water purification system, you know? Yeah.
We talk about that, my girl and I talk about that a lot, because like, we're like, so we actually have this ongoing fantasy, like, we're going to move up somewhere, like, in like the rural New Hampshire or something, and have like a compound, you know, with a bunch of dogs. Like, what kind of dogs would we have, right? Like a cane corso. Ooh. You know, definitely got to have like a couple of Dobermans. It's kind of fun to think about, and it's like, you know, there's like every other thing on Netflix or or Amazon Prime. Like every other show, it seems like is like about the apocalypse or post-apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just kind of fun stuff, I think. But you know, I mean, it's funky, it's fun. Again, you got to dance like there's no tomorrow, right? I mean, you know, if you're going out, you might as well party.
You might as well. And this is a great song to party to.
Exactly, yeah. I tried to make it that way, but and it's funny because when I'll be releasing the EP soon, I actually just sent the whole thing for mastering, but the end of it is really like, it is, I have samples of people cheering and screaming at the same time, like screaming in like horror. And I got all these funny samples, and like they're cheering and partying and clapping and screaming and horror at the same time. All these old time like movie samples from like, you know, the 40s and 50s. You know, like when the actresses really could scream. You know, they got the best screams ever. So I put all that on the album to finish it off with the funky music.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, it was a fun project. I'm real glad I did it, you know, and it kind of just like happened so quickly. I hadn't really thought about it for a while, but once I thought about it, it was over. Now I'm just thinking about the future, you know.
Yes, sir.
And you know, working on the new projects, and we'll looking forward to getting back into the studio. Unfortunately, I got a stressful day gig in working in technology, so that kind of eats up a lot of my soul, you know. So I got to find the right balance. I got to get in the right like mindset and headspace to get back into the studio and have some good life balance. You know, how do you handle the balance of life?
Honestly, man, I got sucked into the corporate world. I used to be an artist and tried to balance between the family and corporate America, and you know, being an artist. And the more kids, the more responsibility, the more money I needed to make. And corporate had the money, and artistry didn't. So you know how that went. So I found podcasting to be better for my work-life balance.
Are you still working in corporate too, and you just
No, I phased that out. I've been podcasting for 10 years now.
Wow, that's great.
And you say, well, why don't you go back to music? Well, I kind of reached a certain age to, what I'm going to sing about, 401ks and being the dad. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm not experiencing life like I used to. So I need it to come from somewhere, to experience some pain so I can entertain, and the life I was living, it was just boring, family stuff.
But is it family stuff is boring, or the corporate stuff is boring?
The corporate stuff.
The corporate stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It is boring. Yeah, it's mundane. Same thing day in and day out, right?
Yeah, just lock your soul away.
Yeah. My new project is about. I found my mother passed in 2022, and we were in their house. We were going to move my father to an apartment, and I found they have a storage. They had a big storage closet in the basement, like giant, it's like a storage unit, and there were all these boxes and file cabinets, and then there was like a big bag, and underneath the bag was another box, and then inside that box there was like another box. There was like a dead mouse in there. Anyway, man, I'm sifting through there, and I opened it up, and I found a box of poems that my maternal grandmother had written. I had no idea. So, and I started going through the stuff, and I was like, wow, this is like how have I not seen this? Like, how has this been like tucked away all these years in like this cardboard box? And like, there had been floods and all kinds of stuff in that basement. Like, miraculously, nothing was destroyed. So I found it, and I brought it back home with me to Brooklyn. And I just haven't been able to go through all of it. But I'm going to be going through it. And I'm thinking I'm like actually going to do a spoken word kind of thing, reading her poetry from the 1950s and 40s.
Yeah.
Right on. So that's my next project. Totally different than Apocalypse Dance Party, but that's it, man. I'm not gonna just try to find. And actually, I gotta say, the Apocalypse Dance Party. Yeah. I tried to make something that was fun, and of course, that's the thing that like got the audience on the streaming services, right? All the other jazz-inflected singer-songwriter stuff I put out, people, they don't seem to care about that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But you put out the fun stuff, all of a sudden you got people listening to it. But I just can't do it for that purpose. I got to do the stuff that I want to do.
Absolutely. Where can our listeners connect with you online?
Oh man, I do have an Instagram page. I'm pretty sure. I just don't like get into this stuff, but I think it's Instagram Jiminy Music. So one word, Jiminy, Jiminy music. And I don't have a lot of stuff on there. I do have a Facebook page, and I do have a website, but I think mostly if you want to like really like check me out, most of the stuff I do is on Spotify, and you can find me there. There's a couple of Jiminy's out there, but if you go to Jiminy on Spotify and you type in either Apocalypse Dance Party or the previous album, The Phoenix, then you'll find my music.
All right. Listeners, just in case you did not get that link, no worries. I'll have it in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click the links. All right. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Man, it was an honor having you here, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. You too. Bye.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.